Hello and welcome. Next I'd like to show you that how to repair if you think that your handbrake is really hard moving and hard to use. Like I have in here, this is hard moving and it is also very ineffective. That means that my handbrake don't work. And next I like to show you that how to repair that kind of issue if our handbrake is hard moving. And there is now at least I think that three different possibilities, and first one is that if we have hard moving this handbrake, first one is that our brake cables, they are so rusty that we need to replace those handbrake cables. We need to replace, or then we can also lubricate those handbrake cables. It is possible, and I will show that. And then there is second interesting possibility that sometimes those cars, these handbrake, these braking shoes and braking drums, they became so rusty and so corrosion that those brake shoes, they can't move very easily. There is so much friction, and that's we need to lubricate those brake shoes and also brake shoes those contact areas. This is the second point. And then third point, what is not so very normal, is that our handbrake system is so rusty, but sometimes we need to lubricate also that area, all those joints and connections and cables, but it is very unnormal. And the fourth and the final thing is that our cars, this handbrake, those braking shoes and braking pads, they are so worn out that we need to replace those. It is also a possibility. But now I will show you that the most common issues if we have hard moving handbrake, and the first one is that we need to replace those handbrake cables, and then maybe also these we need to lubricate those moving brake parts in this brake room area. Okay, and then I like to show you that how to do those things. Okay, and then when we look in here, there is this rear axle, and there is this exhaust manifold, and just in that area where we are now looking, we need to look in this area where is this exhaust manifold area. And let's go to look that exhaust manifold area closer, and it is there, that area next. Okay, and let's go to look. Okay, and now I have take these bolts away, and this cover, it is free in here. And then when we look in here, we can see those our cables in here. And let's go to look those closer, because there are our cables. They are in there. There is this cable position, and this is the key point where we have those our cables. And let's look those closer. And there is this cover is now free, and we can move that cover. And cables are in there. Both two cables are there. Okay, good. And there is this two bolts what keeps those cables in position. Okay, and then there is idea that there is this one cable what comes. There is idea that this comes from right area, it is like cross, and that one is left. And there is this joint area where those cables goes. And then there in this upper area in here, we have this cable. We can see this cable in here, that area. And there came this cable out of this cabin area, and there is this handbrake switch and this handle, and there is this connection point, and then when we are planning to replace these these cables, we need to open first there is 1 and 2 10mm bolts, and then remember there is very interesting this Toyota's locking system. And now I take a little bit closer view that we can see that how these support plates should be. This is the right way, and there is this then this second and this down, because soon these plates we take these away, and this is interesting. And if you are little bit too fast, then you have difficulties to install this back. But next I open those both bolts that we can look and take these cables out in here. Okay, and actually I think that I take first this left side out and then this right side. And left side cable is in here. And then I take my tool. Okay, and then we have interesting thing in here, because we need to take this cable actually away, and it happens so that in here we have this plastic clipper, and then when I move that in here and also in other side, now this cable is quite free, and then there is final part is that, and I rotate that in this position, and in same time when I little bit move that in that position, I can take this cable in here out, because there is that just slot that it opens in, and now it opens. And this cable is free, and because there is this slot in that area. In here, this is Toyota's engineering, and also in the other side, when I a little bit move that, it goes out only in one way. And now both cables are free. That one and that one. Okay, and then we start to do next job when these are free. Okay, and here we have then this rear brake room, and there is our cable, this handbrake cable what comes in here inside. And next step is that we need to open this brake room, because there is inside area where is this our cable position, and then we'll look that area next. Okay, and there is our brake room. Then I take that away. There is this brake room, and then we need to look in this lower area. And actually I think that it is maybe good to take this bearing hoop away, because then it's easier to look those cables. Okay, and now all of these 4 bolts are away, and then when I a little bit move that, this bearing hoop opens, and it's easy to take out. And then we can see also in this inside area, and there is this our handbrake cables position. And next we need to take these brake pads away, and it happens so that there are those 2 locking pins, and first I press these pins down and I rotate them like a little bit down and rotation, and it is maybe easier to open with tongs. Okay, now I have this flat screwdriver, and with this flat screwdriver I took that spring away, but please use gloves, because it happens so that when I took that, my screwdriver's head hit my thumb. But I was lucky, because I am using these protective gloves. Otherwise I have in here quite big hurt and cut in my skin. and maybe this red blood. Okay, but now these brake pads are open and only this lower area, and there is also one spring, and sometimes when this thing opens in that way. Good. And there was this small spring, what is in my hand, it was in here. Okay, and now these parts are free, and now this, especially this lower part, where is this handbrake cable, it is interesting, because this handbrake comes in here, and look that area. And this is important thing, that how to take this cable out in here, in that place, just in there. And there is idea that it goes out in that hole, and then when I a little bit compress that spring, it is easy to take in that way out. And then it's good to check that how these our parts are moving, because maybe these parts could need also lubrication. Okay, and then we continue. Okay, and now when those brake pads are away, I can do this my brake cable, this lubrication test, that 2 fingers and then this movement. And now we can see that this is so stuck that this part don't move anything. And that means that now I need to take this cable away, and there is 2 10mm bolt what I open. Next there is 10mm socket, and there is one, and when I have opened these two bolts in here, then it's easy to take this cable out. Now I rotate. There is first bolt. It looks like that. Small 10mm bolt, and then there's similar. Similar 10mm. And now when I have taken those out, this brake cable is free. Now I can move that in here, and brake cable is in down. Okay, and now we have take this brake cable out, and then we can start to next install this new cable, or then we can try to lubricate that old one, and then we continue. Okay, and then it's time to install this handbrake cable back, and this back installation start in that position. And I first move that cable in here, and this part, it belongs in here, in that hole, and it came in here, and then it came in that position, and then I need to add in here those two those 10mm bolts next. Here those small bolts I have in my hand. Then I move a little bit in that position, and then I insert. There is this. There is this first one, and then second is there. And then I fasten those bolts next. Okay, and then important thing that when we are installing back this brake these brake shoes is that we need to lubricate that back area and also these brake shoes, those contact points, because if this is so rusty, then these parts don't move very easily. This is quite hard to move if these are like welded together. And I think that it's good to even sandpaper these things a little bit, and then this brake shoes moves better. Okay, this was good point, because now I think that this is so rusty that this is totally bad. Okay, but I will lubricate these, and then these shoes moves better. Okay, and then we continue. Okay, and now those brake shoes are back, and also this central bearing hoop, and then I can continue to install this brake shoes handbrake cable to back in this position, and then we need to go in below of this car area, and then we continue soon. Okay, and there is this my handbrake cable, and I have now fastened that quite much, and now when I pull that up, something like 5 to 7 clicks is okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now this is quite tight, and it is quite easy to also pull up. And then we go to check that when I insert handbrake now on, that how well those rear brake drums are in tight, because now handbrake is on and brake drums must be on, and let's go to check. Okay, and now handbrake is on, and these brake drums must be now in very tight, and this is the good. And that means that now my handbrake adjusting works, and also my handbrake cable replace, and everything is fine. And final step is to install wheel pack, and then everything has been made. Okay, and this was my job, and thank you for watching, and have a nice day to you.